Hi, good morning all. Welcome to our webinar on the repositorium. Let's wait a few minutes because it's not 11 yet, so that others can join our meeting. Bom dia, good morning. So we're almost starting. Let's just wait for a few other people to join. We have a higher number of attendees registered for this webinar. So let's just wait a few more minutes. Bom dia, good morning. So we're almost at 20 people, so maybe we should start. So welcome all, and thank you for being here at this first webinar on the repositorium, the repository for publications from the University of Minho. I'm Antónia Correia, and I'm working at the library. So we are doing this cycle of webinars this week on the services that we provide to support the research here at the university. So today we'll be speaking about the repositorium, and without further delay, I give the floor to Ricardo and Judith. So they're both going to present, and they're responsible for this service here at the library. So the floor is yours, Ricardo. Please start presenting.
So thank you very much, Antónia, and good morning. So just let me. Okay. Can you switch off your sound, Judith? Okay, sorry. Are you hearing me well? So good morning all, and thank you, Antónia. So this webinar is intended to be in English, so be aware of that. But and excuse me some lacks in my English, but I will try to do my best. So without further delays, let me just share my screen for a presentation that I have to complement my speech, and we will start briefly. So just checking, are you seeing my screen? Antónia, can you, okay?
Yes, I can confirm.
Thank you. So in this today's webinar, in the agenda, we will try to give you some highlights about Repositorium. The Repositorium, the publication institutional repository of the University of Minho has been updated in the latest months of 2005. So we will give you some highlights and some upgrade novelties that we made. They were possible with these upgrades. So we will try to give you some highlights about the user experience, publication deposit, management, as well news ways of searching and using the information. We will try also to give you some highlights how the repositorium aligns and with institutional open science policies, as well with other funders policies on open science, and also to complement all of this with some demos about within the repository itself and some other systems related with repository that allow to submit and to interoperate with submissions and publications. So this is Repositorium. I won't spend too much on this. The repository is the institutional repository of the University of Minho, and it was created with the aim of storing, preserving, disseminating, and providing access to the institution's intellectual output. Nowadays it's almost completing 23 years old. In terms of the contents, almost 97,000 publications, the majority of them, 80% in open access, and you can find a lot of resource types of several sources: articles, conference outputs, master thesis, doctoral thesis, book parts, etc. It's also very visible, and as you see, it's well-known and trusted by the University of Minho community. It's also been used as an authoritative source of information for the Minho academic staff and evaluations. Internally, we know it's as by its acronym RAD, the Regulamento de Avaliação dos Docentes. It also adopts good standards and good practice in terms of resource identifiers, guidelines, control vocabularies, and it's very interoperable and interconnected internally with information systems within the university, nationally as the Portal RECAP, and international level as OpenAIRE and other search portals. It's highly assessed, more than 6,000 downloads daily worldwide, and well aligned, as you will see in the coming slides, some with funders' requirements and institutional policies. The University of Minho very early adopted a self-archiving policy. In 2005, the University of Minho adopted a self-archiving policy towards its publications and to its publication outputs. Later on 2010, this policy was updated and became a mandate related or interconnected with evaluation procedure. And this mandate said, or the spirit of that mandate says, that all the researchers and teaching staff must deposit an electronic copy of all scientific journals, articles into the repository. Okay. And since then, also the thesis and master thesis have been aligned with this mandate. This mandate is also related with, as I already referred, with teachers' performance assessment, the RAD publications. Just we have a variety of various people from different profiles, teachers, students, etc. So this presentation will try to give you some highlights that can be good for everyone. But in this case, this is related with teachers' performance assessment. And just to remember that we are close to a new triennium of evaluation, 2004-2016, and Repositorium will be the sole source of information regarding publication outputs. used for reporting, management, and evaluation procedures. We have been along this year. We have been requested from several teachers and researchers to get their publication into the repository because they are being evaluated through this kind of interoperability between systems. So at the researcher personal regulation, this is also being considered. For example, this is an example from the psychology school, but also the researchers in the private sector, they must assure the deposit of that publication into the repository. So this is also just to be in your radar, to be in your attention. You should comply with this. And also more recently, last year in June, almost a year now, the University of Minho has extended presented a new open science policy that reinforces the obligation to deposit the publications into the repository, but also extends the guidelines to the entire spectrum of open science, including research data, educational resources, citizen science, open source code, and open innovation practices. This is also related with different with different resource types. It also recognizes books and book chapters of relevant categories for scientific publication, with embargo periods adjusted and compatible with publishing contracts, and also the promotion of research evaluation principles that counteract the inappropriate use of metrics and promote diversity in open science in evaluation researchers. This is more or less the spirit of this open science policy that UMinho presented last year. But as you see, it's also aligned, or as you can see, it's also aligned with, for example, FCT open science policy. That's also very demanding in terms of being that you should all the publications being funded by FCT, articles, books, dissertations, doctoral theses, they should also be submitted into a repository. In the latest image, the third image, as you see, all publications object of the present policy must be mandatorily submitted by the authors into a repository that integrates the RECAP network. That's the case of the University of Minho. So if you put your publication into the University of Minho repository, you are complying with the policy. You should use also the policy. In this slide, you can check the microsite of the policy. You can follow the full details. I won't go in further in detail on this, but you can see how you can comply and what kind of resource types you should use and versions that you should use to comply with this FCT open science policy. But this is also true, and this is also applicable to the international context. For example, in the context of the European Commission. So as you can see in the Horizon 2020, in the Horizon Europe, and on these programs, the article must always be deposited into a repository even when the gold route is used. So the article should be deposited into a repository, independently of you publishing it into an open access publication, gold open access. But be aware that to comply with the funders' mandates like this Horizon 2020 and Horizon Europe, you should submit the publication into the repository. And when you are doing it into the repository of the University of Minho Repositorium, you are complying with this with no problem. So having a variety of different audiences in our webinar, also a word to doctoral and master thesis, just to highlight that the doctoral and master thesis by law decree, they must be submitted they are subject to a mandatory deposit of a digital copy into a repository. Again, it refers RECAP network, but as repository is integrated into the RECAP network, this is the way to comply. When all the doctoral and master theses must be submitted into the repository, and that way they are being complied. Very recently, the normative or the procedures, there was a new dispatch, RT 80/2026, that updated the earlier normatives. This new dispatch again reinforces the need or the use of the repository as a mandatory way to comply with the legal submission of doctoral thesis. This dispatch also contains relevant information pertaining the norms of graphic formatting, the position, etc. And also, in this dispatch, there is it was integrated new information about exceptional deposits request procedures. So, as I will show you very briefly, all the doctoral and master theses by standard, they should be deposited in open access. They should be open. But if there is some sensible information, for example, if you intend to publish your master thesis into a publisher, a magazine, etc., to a journal, you should ask before submitting your thesis. You have in this dispatch the information how to exceptionally request some other kind of access status for your doctoral thesis. So be aware of this dispatch and the information that is on this 29 in this point. There is some relevant information about this, but also in this dispatch, as you can see, there is a repositorium declaration, Annex 5A. Again, as you can see, open access is considered the standard. So if you choose another type of access, that other one than open access, you should submit an exceptional request to be observed, to be deferred or not, but you should do it like that way. And just for you to be aware, there is some recommendations that we always like to stress out and to point you that for this kind of exceptional requests, you should detail the arguments, the justification for the request for this exceptional treatment, including any attachments, agreements, protocols, etc., advisors' opinions. Also specify very as well as you can do it, the type of access that you want and its duration, if it's restricted to the University of Minho, if it is closed access, so meaning that closed access means that only the author and some administrative staff can access to the document, but you should specify what kind of access and the required duration, the embargo period that you want, if it is ad aeternum, but you should specify very well what kind of access that you want. And that's the main recommendations. There is no template for this kind of requests, but you should we recommend that you use this kind of information, specify very well for your request being well considered or to be deferred as you want. I give you here in some relevant documentation about doctoral and master thesis if you want to explore. I won't go in detail on this, but these slides will be shared with you, but you can explore all of these. These are linked and you can have access to all this documentation. So entering into the repositorium novelties, our second step or second way on your way today. As we said, repositorium is almost 23 years old. We started in 2003. We use open source software, DSpace, it's open source. So along the years, we have been evolving with this software. We have been always trying to complement this software with added value, with functionalities, features that can be added value for the researchers, for the users of our repository. And as you see, the latest version, the latest update to the repositorium was in 2019. So the system was a bit updated. So we try to go to a new version of this platform that gives you that gave us the opportunity to present a lot of new features and functionalities. In short, the new features, as you probably already know, there is a new graphical interface, more modern interface, but this new version also gave us new deposit forms, new ways to deposit, for example, using external sources to import the metadata, easing the submission procedure. I will try to show you in a couple of minutes into a demo how you can do this. But you can have also contextual help on copyright and versions to deposits. I will also to illustrate this on my demo. New ways to search information, what we call advanced search via filters, facets. This new version, we know for sure from the contact with some people that this new advanced search in some ways can go not being well recognized or not being well used, or it's a little we can say a little bit hidden. But you can I will try to show you some ways to filter, to use this new advanced search to search information. We also implemented some new navigation indexes like ODS, GEL, SDG, or in English, GEL. Also the ability to search through doctoral and master theses, as I will try to show you. And also a big novelty on this version is the concept of entities. Entities can be publications, organizations, projects, funders, and persons. But I will try to exemplify further along with the demo and in a slide on this concept that I think it's a pivot concept on this version of DSpace with a full potential to do this. Also on this new version, we implemented, or we are working on a new protocol, the COAR Notify protocol. It's a notification protocol that enables interoperability with other information systems. It's like, for example, overlay journals. It allows us to send or to notify information, for example, between publications and data sets. As you probably know, we also have in the University of Minho another repository, data repositorium. That's the repositorium for data. So we are with this protocol, we will be able to send the metadata or communicate between the two repositories, sending information, notifying the data repository that we have a publication that is based on the data of the data set that's on the data repositorium, and the other way around. So Some other improvements, some of them already were available, but we had a technical problem, but we recovered the request a copy. That's the possibility for any user to request a copy directly to the author of the publications. This is applicable on the cases of the documents or the publications that are not in open access, for example, that are in restricted access, closed access. The users can ask or can do the request of copy directly to the author. This is based always via the interface. Also introduce some cache verification, also Markdown and Matjax support. For example, this is from just to give you the idea, Markdown and Matjax allows you to for example, in the abstracts to expose in a very user-friendly way the formulas, the etc. On for example on abstracts, but if you want, you can export this through this example. This is hyperlinks, but I can try to show you if we have the time. And also, we tried on this version to maintain and improve the repository SWOT integrations with the external and internal information systems like Publicações Académicas that's available on the internet. I will also try to give you some highlights on this, and Ciência Vitae. Ciência Vitae, as you know, it's also the national curricular platform, and I will try to show you. Some of you may already know, some of you may not know, but it's possible to send your publications, use the metadata that you already have in Ciência Vitae related to publications, attach the file related to the publications, and in a very easy way send your publications, submit your publications to the repository. Again, another way, a very easy way to ingest, to submit, to deposit your publications into the repository. So just some quick slides just to highlight this information that I gave you. This is the new look and feel of Repositorium. In the home page, you can have just a quick search box that you can do a search, simple search. But this I will try to give you this information in the demo. You have the possibility to do an advanced search using filters and also the facets. I will try to give some such related with this, but just bear with me just in a couple of minutes. So this is the way you can search or browse the configurable entities. As I said, entities can be persons, publications, organizations, projects, funders. Let's try to give you some more highlights on the concept of entities. So an entity can be a person. This is a mock-up. This is my personal case, but in the near future, all the researchers, all the teachers in the university can have a personal page where you can have your preferred name, even the position, your personal identifiers like ORCID ID, Ciência ID, Scopus ID, Web of Science Scopus ID, your internal mechanographic number, also your actuation domains like this one. So you can have your personal page. You are as an author, as a researcher. You bear with me. There is this concept of person. The persons are linked to organizations. The concept of org units. So a person belongs to organization. In my case, this is a documentation services, but it can be a research center, a school, but this is the concept of organizations. You, as a person, can have also be the author of publications. You can be also the advisor of publications, but This is the concept of publication, also the concept of entity, and also the publications can or relate with the concept of projects, and also funders. But in this case, this is a project. So this, we have an author that has a publication. This publication has been funded by this project, and the person is also linked to organization. So in graphical, in a more graphical way, this is the way these relations are hyperlinked or are linked or are related on this manner. And I will try to show you in a short in live all these works. So also be aware that the entity person, it's being prepared. We have it already. We have already been. We are already testing this. We are fine tuning some specific needs to implement the entity person, but all the others, the publications, the org units, the projects are already available, and you can search and look and to see this idea and how it will work in a very short, in a very near future. Just to give you an idea, this is also the sustainable development goals that you can also search in our repository right now. Before going to the live demo, just let me give you some helpful tips or some preliminary notes that you should be aware of. For example, in terms of submission of publications, because we have in our audience students and doctoral and master students, so be aware that permissions to deposit publications into the repository are not granted automatically. So any use of repositorium must, for the purpose of depositing the publication, requires a pre-registration in the system. This is the link where you can register, but be aware, this is very important. The permissions are granted only with the authorization of the communities. When we talk about the concept of communities, that's the research centers, departments, schools. So you must be integrated. You must be considered as an integrated member of these research centers, departments, schools, and the permissions are only granted with the authorization of the community. So this is not fully we receive sometimes requests from students asking us if they can submit their publications. No, they can if they are integrated, if they are doing some research integrated into a research center, and the research center give us the information that their publications should be considered into the outputs of that particular community or unit. So give you some more highlights. I think this is important just to be aware of what we can encounter in our daily use of this space and this repository use. So in general, to facilitate the self-archiving of publications in repositories, we would also recommend the following best practices. This is they can seem very simple, but in the majority of the cases, I think this looking at these three simple tips, I think they are very important and they facilitate very much the submission of publications. Keep your personal copies of files submitted and accepted for publications, the accepted manuscripts, meaning that a lot of journals, publishers, they allow to submit publications into the repositories if if the authors use the accepted manuscript, the final accepted manuscript. They in some cases they don't give the authorization to use the final PDF with all the formatting of the journal of the publisher. But in a great majority of cases, if you keep your personal copy of the file submitted and accepted for publication, the author accepted manuscript, the version that incorporates the final revisions from the peer review peers, that publication complies with the majority of the policies, as you can see in the fine lines of the Dominion policy and the FCT policy and even the European Commission policies. There is a phrase that says that the submission should be done upon the acceptance of for publication. So, and that's not innocent, because in the moments of the acceptance, you have most probably the final accepted manuscript, and that's the one you should use in most of the cases to enable the submission into the repositories with no restrictions in terms of access. So you can use your accepted manuscript and put it in open access into the repository. So it's also important to inform you if you are being funded for example, for FCT, for example, Horizon, or in programs like Horizon Europe, etc. To inform the publisher that you are using a rights retention strategy. And this is just a statement that you can use just to inform the author that this is that you retain your rights to your publications, and meaning that you can use these rights to further along to submit your publications into a repository and to comply with the funder's mandates. I want to go in detail on this, but be aware of this kind of tips, ideas that you should have in your mind to facilitate your submissions. In a lot of cases in the repository management, we also receive some questions, doubts from the authors regarding what can I submit into the publications. And in a lot of cases, it's not easy for us to give you the right information, because only the author knows what kind of copyright transfer agreement or not, if they signed or not a copyright transfer agreement with the publisher journal. So you can have a very strict, a very rigid copyright transfer agreement, and we can't help you on that. So and even you can have the situation and that you didn't have that you didn't sign any copyright transfer agreement, but only be aware that it's important to keep a copy and to be aware of the rights that you are transferred or not, to be informed on this. But in short, with these 3 recommendations, we think that in most cases publications could be deposited immediately after publications, and with open access and with full text. So this is important for you to be aware of. Also, I think this is an important tool in terms of submission or submitting publications. There is a directory. This is a very well-known directory. It's a very comprehensive directory that we used a lot. This is Open Policy Finder. It's maintained by JISC, but it has information about also. It's very comprehensive. It has a lot of information of a lot of journals and publishers worldwide. Just to give you an idea, this is, for example, a Portuguese journal. And as you can see, you can do the search using the ISSN, the name of the journal or the publisher, and you can find the information about this journal. this directory used the concept of versioning. So if you remember, in the previous slide, I talked you about the author's accepted manuscript, and this is the way you can check what version that you can put into your publication. So in this case, for example, this Portuguese journal, it's very open. You can use even the published version. So in this case, what this directory show us is that you can even use the final published version with no restrictions, no embargo, use the CC BY license in any website. So you can put your publication, your article, your whatever into the repository with no restrictions. But every case has its specific details, so you can do it like this. And as you can see, this same information, this information based on this directory is also integrated into a contextual help into the repository that I will try to show you in a short time. But just to be in the same page, again, just to give you which version to deposit. So you must be aware or be sure of what version from your publication that you wish to submit or to share based on your situation and the publication process. As you can see, we have the preprint, the original, the author's original. This is the original work that has not been peer reviewed, that has not been yet accepted for publication. It's your early draft. So in the majority of cases, if you want, you can do it. This is gaining a lot of traction right now. You can put your publications. If you want to raise some notoriety to your early publication, you can do it like this. Some research areas have already this practice, but focused on the central points and in the accepted version, the author's version. This is the article that has been peer reviewed and accepted for publication. It includes the majority of the changes, the suggestions. But the only difference to the published version is that it's not fully formatted or copy-edited with no journal or publisher brandings. But as a general rule, as I told you, it can be shared within your institution at any time. For example, in the case of what we are talking about, repositories, and most of the publisher journals allow immediate deposit sharing of after an embargo period. And again, you have the published version, the published version, the final version, as shared by the publisher. That includes all the formatting, but in some cases you can also submit these publications, but be aware of this concept of versioning. So let's go to a live demo to try to express all of these ideas into a live demo. So let me go. So if you have your questions, I didn't tell you in the beginning, so you can pose your questions. I think in the final moments of our webinar, we'll try to have an open space for raising questions, doubts. Myself and my colleague Judith also can give you some more highlights about doctoral and master thesis, etc. But if you want, you can put your questions and your doubts in the chat, so we can have a look at in the end. But let's go navigate into the new version of Repositorium. So we have the possibility of navigation through communities and collections. These navigation community collections, as you can see, gives you an idea of all the schools and the different research centers that are integrated into this, and the numbers. We have counters, the numbers of publications. The collections are in the majority of cases are created considering the resource typology, articles, communications, etc. But you can navigate like this. Just to give you some more ideas, you can go. All the master and doctoral theses are integrated into two main collections: Boom, Dissertações de Mestrado, and Boom, Tese de Doutoramento, Doctoral Thesis. You can find all of this in these collections. More recently, we have been asked, we have another related with tenure exams, provas de agregação. You can also find some cases, some teachers can also find some examples here. As you can see, you can explore all of this through this manner by communities and collections. I think it's more or less self-explicative. I won't spend a lot of time on this, but you can also browse or navigate via issue dates, title, author, new authors. You can navigate like this. So using this opportunity, I will give you, I think it's a useful tip, because we know for sure that this is not a fail, but this version of this space is not well done. We will try to address this, but for example, I will go to an author like this. For example, I can go to a specific author, browse through a specific author. And you will see the problem here is that if I go like this, I have all the publications of this specific author, but the possibility to sort these author publications are not very good in terms of, because they only allow us to sort by descending and ascending, but this is only based on the title. I think this is not very good for the majority of cases, because sometimes authors want their publications sorted by issue date. So you can do this, for example, in this case, this author, and I will go to another step, that's the advanced search. For example, I can go to just to go to the advanced search, it's very simple. Go to the home page, click on the search button, and you have the possibility. This is not very visible, but you have in the right upper corner the button advanced, and for example, here you can see what kind of possibilities of filters that you can have. For example, in the case we are looking to a specific author, I will put the value author, the equals, that means the name as is in the repository, the author name. I will put this author. As you can see, we have the filters here. It will give me the same lists, or the same list of publications, but in this down in the left corner, down after the left corner, I can sort the publications with they should issue descending, for example, and I can order these publications like this. Okay, I think this is important from the author's point of view, and also they can use this link. For example, if they can use the link that you can get like this. For example, for reports, for your personal page, whatever you need, you can use this in terms of possibility. As I am here in the advanced search, I can go along this in another way, but you can check the possibility. For example, you can use this advanced search to refine your search. For example, I can go this is the index of master and doctoral thesis, and for example, I can put the word contains the word or the subject. Let's see, economia. So let's put like this. So basically, I got 697 results, and this is only, and I can use the filters on the left, and I can see, for example, the type of access. I only want the open access publications, and then I can go to the type, as this is an index of master and doctoral thesis. I only want doctoral theses that contain the in this case in the naming or in the type of the doctoral thesis. And for example, let's look in the first case. And as you can see, this is a doctoral thesis in economics. This is based on this field designation. This is the name of the doctoral thesis, and I can get this kind of information. Of course, we can be more creative and get further information or get more. We can reset the filters and do other kinds of, as you can see, via the OOA, journals, peer review, language, etc. There are a lot of possibilities pertaining like this using advanced search. But let's go along. So you can also in the browse the browse possibilities, you can search via the profile of editors, the advisors, etc. As you can see, you can have all of this available through this kind of search. You can search subjects. I think most of them are self-explicative. So, but you can, for example, browse via fields of science and technology. You can get lists based on this kind of information. Sustainable developmental goals. You can get a list of publications that refer in their metadata this kind of information. So this case is talking, that's okay. But you can get this kind of information. You can search via document types, access types. As you can see, if you only want to go to open access, you can restrict or whatever. You can search publishers, journals. I will go through this one, GEL classification. This is more in some areas are more used in like economics, but you can search like this, okay? And you can get this kind of information. So in this case, I didn't get any results, but let's have a look again to the master and doctoral thesis. So I think this is just a quick preliminary note. This is a new browse that we are right now curating because it's based on the information that is made available that the authors put in their covers. So in some cases we are curating the right designation of the master and doctoral thesis. For example, this is a good example. We have the same master here, bioinformatics and bioinformatics. This is the same. We must uniform this entry so you to get this kind of information. But this is being curated right now. But the main idea, for example, is to get something like this. For example, if we want or to have a look of masters in engineering. So we can find here, for example, a master in aerospatial engineering, and then we can have the same masters, but this case specifies the specialization. This is in design, but like this, if you are a master or doctoral student, you can find examples and can find hopefully good examples for your research. But this is a way that we can use. We also very recently found that some schools and master directors have been asking us from this kind of listings. We can provide you, we can curate and then provide you the lists like based on this information that you can find all of this information like this. So let's go further along. So giving you another information or some overall information about the entities. What we are seeing are publications. As you see, the concept of entities, we have publications, organizations, projects, and funders. Publications are the articles, communications, etc., as you saw. But then we can browse or have this kind of information. What we are working right now is also in the concept of organizations, okay? So let's go like this. For example, in some cases we have here the funders mixed with we can go right now for the funders just to have an idea. For example, this is the funders that you can check in the publications. For example, if you want as a curiosity, for example, National Institutes of Health, NIH. So this is the page of the funder. Right now, as I told you, we don't have the person's entity enabled, but when there are persons related to this funder, they can be shown here. But for example, in this case, we can check the research projects that are related to this funder. This is the some two cases. This is the project related to this funder, and you can go to the page of this project. As you can see, this is the project, and you can also check what is the publication that has or expresses this project in its metadata. For example, you can have this information human readable here. As you can see, this is the sponsorship textual information. You can check it here, but you can see that all these projects are being shown here as entities. Okay, so this is the way that you can put all this information available here. Antonia, I don't know if you want to.
Yes, Ricardo, I didn't want to interrupt you, but we're almost at our finishing time, so maybe maybe we should open the floor for some questions.
Yeah.
So in that case, I will stop the recording, and if you have any questions, we have one in the chat that we started answering, but anyways, I think we should speak it out loud so that everybody can listen.
Just before the question, just give me a minute just to show you the way to submit the publications. I will try to be very quick. So just to go this because I think it can be important to our audience, to some people in our audience, to access to submit your publication to the repository. You can go use your internal authentication data, for example, the mechanographic number, your passwords. You can log in, and then, because in some cases I know that it can be a bit tricky to find this from some questions that we got. We go to my DSpace, it's my personal area, And in the top, we have two possibilities. One of them is to start a new submission. This is, for example, in my case, I have the access to other possibilities, organization, persons, research projects, but in your case should be publication. And when we click in this button, based on your permissions, you will be shown the collections in which you can submit your publications. For example, I will randomly check this, okay? This is the submission form. I will use a submission form just very briefly that I have already prepared to show you, but I can save this for later. And we have another possibility that I think it's very important. It can ease the submission procedures. It's importing the metadata from an external source. For example, you should select your source. I would recommend the DOI. So I have here just prepared a DOI just to be very brief. So I use a DOI from a publication. I do it like this, a search. As I can see, this is a real DOI of a publication. The publication has been recovered, so I can do this. This is the metadata from these publications, and I can use the metadata, just select the collection. This is not the real case of this collection. And as you can see, the publication will be inserted, will be uploaded into the publication. You just need to attach or browse to put a publication here, and that's a very simple way to do it. So I know that we are burning on time. Just to give you, I think this is important just to show you. For example, and I will open the floor to questions. For example, this is a case that I prepared. For example, during the submission, if you find that you submitted to the wrong collections, you can do it. You can correct it like this, okay? But I won't go to all of this. For example, to find the authors, this is linked to authoritative lists. You can find the way to identify the publications. For example, this is the case of my colleague. So as you can see, you can notify the other. This is me submitting publications. I can give this an alert to my colleague that I will submit these publications. When these publications are made available, she will receive an alert. Put the abstracts. I won't go through this. Select the different areas, fields of science, ODS. As you can see, this is very simple. As you can see, there are some fields that need to be filled. When not applicable, you can choose not applicable option, but be aware that there are some minimal fields that you should input for your publications to go ahead. So I think this is important for you, just to give you the idea of the contextual help that you can get via submission form. I put these identifiers. These identifiers are the ESSCN and the electronic ESSCN. So I just put it just for you to have you the idea. If I put the information, the right information, this is an ESSN. Okay, this is the right way. Okay, and if I I save this information. Okay, just look at this. Further along on this submission form, you can get that information that I showed you earlier about the Open Policy Finder, what submission or what version that you can submit into the repository. As you can see, in this case, this journal of Elsevier, you can even submit the submitted version. Okay, just then you can go through this, choose the license, the version that you are submitting. This is the version submitted, and this is important. The type of access that you want. It's open, closed, etc. And also, and I will shut up with this. This is a way. This is the right way to express, to put information related to the funding information. In this field, you can put the textual, human readable information about the funding, and in this field, you can put or you can fill this with information about the project. As you can see, this is this project is already created as an entity. You can choose, okay, and this will be filled with the right information on this, okay? So this is the information about this. So I know that I already passed my time, so probably it's better for us to go to the Q&A. Sorry for...
Yes, so thank you so much, Ricardo. This is very important, so I think it's worthwhile to spend a few more minutes on it. So I will stop the recording now, and we'll answer the questions so that our participants may have.
Yeah.